What's good, people? So Pioneer DJ was nice enough to loan me a set of their new Pioneer DJ XPRS82 8-inch loudspeakers. Whew, that's a mouthful. And actually, I've had them for a couple months, so I really got to test them out and stuff. So join me for a full review. I'm not saying the name again. I'm not, okay? You know what they are. So this speaker is about 18 inches tall, about 11 inches wide, and 12 inches deep. So it's a really good size speaker, honestly. Pretty compact. It'll fit in your car, your hatchback, your motorcycle, maybe if you had the right straps. I don't know. It's portable. Now, when I say portable, it's portable if you could do at least 15 push-ups because it weighs in at about 29 pounds. The reason being is, you hear that? That solid plywood cabinet, metal grill. The thing's a brick. So honestly, if you're into plastic speakers, this speaker is not for you. But if you're looking for a speaker that's gonna last a really long time, that you can kick down a flight of steps, this is it. Now looking at the back here, it is powered by your standard IEC power cord. Got a really nice little switch here. And if we bring her all the way up, it also has 3 inputs, each with its own dedicated volume knob. You got an XLR 1/4-inch combo mic line input. You got an XLR 1/4-inch combo high Z line input. High Z is essentially for a guitar. So you can plug your 1/4-inch guitar into here, it'll sound good. And then you have your standard headphone jack, your 1/8-inch stereo input here. And then right below that, your only output is the XLR super standard videographer, recorder, whatever the hell you want to do, link another speaker, it'll work there. And of course, as you can see, it has a little handy dandy screen here. So let's turn her on and see what she could do. All right, I'm gonna bring you a little closer to the screen so you guys can see. Much better. All right, so this is how the screen works. So you have a clickable knob right here. You can't see it too well because I wanted you to see a screen, but you know what I mean. It's a knob, it twists, and it clicks. So right here, you can set the gains, but for additional things, you click it in, and then you have a bunch of different things you can set. So first is the input settings. This selects what your inputs are gonna do, right? So if you have a mic or line in the first XLR 1/4-inch combo jack, if you have high Z or a line in your first XLR combo jack, right? So you just select high Z, now it's in the high Z or not, right? And then your delay and your phase is also here, which is pretty cool. The delay you can set up by feet. So for example, if you have a subwoofer that's set up maybe 3 feet in front of this top, then you could set the delay to 3 feet and then it'll literally delay to that. So, you know, the sub is gonna hit at the same time as the top will, if that makes sense. We're gonna keep that at 0 for now. Now you go down here to factory presets. You have 4 of those, either live, music, speech, or monitor, which is pretty cool. You have a sub setting here, right? So you can dial in the hertz depending on if you're using it with a sub, linking it to a sub. Your EQ, you can dial in all kinds of crazy stuff in here. User programs are really cool. You actually have, I think 16 different user programs you could set in here, and you can actually name it. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you select each little letter here, and then you can adjust the letters so you're naming it exactly what you want to name it, and then you basically save it. And then that's your program for whatever. So like you can program these to like for a room, like if you play at a room all the time, you can have a certain setting for the rooms, etc. You know what I mean? But the tough part is you do have to do it for each individual speaker. I don't know of a way where they link, where you can basically, you know, set one and then set them all. So that's a little tough, but once you have them set, you basically save them. You can redo the name right here, and then you're good. And then the last thing is just your system settings, just your hardware, your firmware. You can actually rename the speaker. So I don't know, maybe if you want to do number 1, you want to make this like your speaker. Here, let's go to a number here. Where's the number? Where's the number? There. This is XPRS82 number 1, right? And you save that. So that's what this is called, so you know which one's which. Pretty cool, definitely comes in handy. But now that you know how this thing works and what it has and all that good stuff, let's talk real life experience. I've had it for 2 months. I've tested it in a lot of different situations. Dinner rooms where the dinner's separate, so I'm playing background dinner music, doing speeches, things like that. Cocktail hours, and then I've done a lot of tests having it as my monitor, which I think is the best use ever for this. This is like a great monitor. Couple things to note though. This does pack a remarkable punch for an 8-inch speaker. It has a 2,000 watt Class D amplifier, 127 dB limit. Like it pushes. It also goes down to 60 hertz as far as sound. So like it has some decent low end. That's pretty low. I mean, I think my best sub goes down to like maybe 25, you know what I mean? So it still has a solid punch, solid low end for an 8-inch speaker, which makes it very, very versatile. And I'm a big fan of how the speaker sounds. I think it does sound really, really good. It has a wood cabinet. Wood speakers always sound better than plastic speakers or composite speakers, in my opinion. You know, it has a more warm sound to it. But keep in mind, out of the box, I wasn't a huge fan of how it sounded. It wasn't until I utilized the DSP on the back. I highly recommend you dial in all the individual EQs, or just in general, like if you're using it for speech, put it in speech mode. If you're using it for a monitor, put it in monitor mode. Don't forget to do that. It makes a world of difference. Once I did that, oh, it was just literally night and day. Now, my personal opinion, this speaker is perfect as a monitor. That's how I would personally use it. It has great DSP settings to be a monitor. The sound is very accurate. It has good highs, good mids, solid lows for the size of it, everything. And again, it's a perfect size to be a monitor. You could also use it for karaoke gigs, smaller rooms, things like that, you know, where you don't need a ton of sound. I wouldn't use these speakers for 200, 300 people. Obviously, they're 8-inch speakers. Generally speaking, at this price point, speakers don't exist at this size to handle huge crowds. So obviously use it for smaller crowds, things like that. But for me, perfect monitor, set it, forget it, lasts forever. Not bad, Pioneer, not bad. And that's it, people. That's my 2 cents. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do have the link to the Pioneer website, so if you want to see more information about these, it's right in the description. And I'll see you at the next video.